You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Let's go beyond the box score with Jackie Ray. The first story, the biggest story, former USC star quarterback Mark Sanchez was arrested after being stabbed multiple times, now charged with felony assault for allegedly attacking a 69-year-old delivery driver. There was the video that Jackie Ray and I were watching. He was obviously stumbling, intoxicated, and now he's facing felony charges. He is presently a Fox Sports analyst. I don't know how much longer he will be, just knowing how this business works. Jackie Ray, when you saw the story, what first came to mind?
Oh, that this victim, even though he did some stabbing in the situation, he has a fantastic lawsuit, in my opinion. Not only against Mark Sanchez, I know in his lawsuit he also named Mark's employer, and I think that's smart. That is justifiable as well, because anybody who's been following football for any length of time, Mark Sanchez and his alcoholism is well documented. This isn't new information. Like you said, we got to see the video and he's stumbling.
In fact, we have it right now on YouTube.
It's playing on YouTube, right? Perfect. You know, as an organization, you know that this man has this type of drinking problem. He's a liability. At best, you should have somebody around him.
What we do know is Mark Sanchez, his relevant history was he was credibly accused of rape while he was at USC.
Yep, credibly.
Those charges sort of went away
when he paid it off.
Allegedly.
Sorry, allegedly.
But there have been other incidents as far as his use of alcohol and belligerent behavior. To your point of naming Fox Sports in the lawsuit, Fox Sports has a greater responsibility here, especially if they knew or in discovery we find that there were other similar incidents of violence.
Well, I mean, and even if they're not similar incidents of violence, I think we can safely say there has been incidents of him being drunk after him being on the air.
Yes.
And so since we know that, Fox already knows he has a problem with alcohol. And if you are not going to hold him accountable, if you're not going to demand he goes into rehab, if you're not going to demand that while he is doing anything in any capacity for a length of time for Fox, then you are culpable to a certain extent. So this man's going to win a lot of money. And let me just say this, to be a 69-year-old delivery man, I hope he takes the bank.
Mark Sanchez is 6'2", 225, former professional football player. He's under the age of 40, so it's not like he's out of shape.
Right.
To think that for whatever reason in his drunken stupor that attacking a 69-year-old man was a good idea. And let's be honest, they've shown some of the injuries of the attacked delivery driver. He got effed up.
Yeah. So I
claiming self-defense is not going to be a difficult thing here.
No, especially not in Indianapolis. They have very, very loose self-defense laws. So he's going to be absolutely fine. The law is going to fall squarely on his side. And Mark Sanchez should have known better. Why are you using pepper spray on a delivery person? Why?
Well, that goes back to being drunk. From what we understand, he was telling the delivery driver to move the car, get out the way or something. He didn't like where the delivery driver, get out the way, throwing bows. For whatever reason, he didn't like where the delivery driver had been parked. And Mark Sanchez, from all published accounts, was the aggressor. And then there was a physical altercation which started. And then after the physical altercation had begun, the delivery driver, in my estimation, stabbed Mark Sanchez in self-defense, because 69-year-old man is not beating this 35-year-old whatever man in a straight-up fight.
Listen, at this point, he's lucky that this man didn't have a concealed carry license. Let's just be honest, because this could have ended, a lot more severely, where he should be thankful that this man, his only line of defense was a knife.
I do like how the media first reported it one way, and then as they got more information, that narrative shifted very quickly, because the first time I saw this story, it said, Mark Sanchez had been stabbed multiple times. He's in critical condition. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, what happened? Was he the victim of a robbery? And then as more information came in, it's like, oh, no. He attacked a 69-year-old man, and the delivery driver defended himself.
Yes. And, Mark Sanchez owes not only this man an apology, he owes Indianapolis an apology. He owes his Fox an apology. He owes his family an apology, because there's too many people that are in his corner that are rooting for him that he has let down in this moment, and he'll never make this right.
He actually played in the NFL for 10 seasons. I thought it was shorter than that.
Yeah, you only thought it was shorter than that because he was never good.
He's another one of those USC products, talking from a sports standpoint. If he would have stayed in college longer, I believe his professional career would have been longer.
Maybe.
But we'll never know.
Yep.
But clearly, whatever issues he was dealing with at USC, which may have pushed him to go pro sooner, have never been addressed.
And you can't expect them to. You can't expect issues that you have, especially when you're talking about drinking, abuse, especially abuse towards women. You can't expect those problems to go away in the NFL, because the NFL is notoriously good at making those kind of problems just go away.
Yep. When we come back, well, the NFL may have a problem sleeping at night, at least to the Department of Homeland Security's viewpoint. Kristi Noem said the NFL won't be able to sleep at night over Bad Bunny's Super Bowl performance. We'll discuss that when we come back. It's later with Mo Kelly. Beyond the Box Score with Jackie Ray. KFI AM 640 live everywhere on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app. And don't forget, we have a huge Halloween soiree party update tonight.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI Later with Mo Kelly, Beyond the Box Score with Jackie Ray. We're live on YouTube and the iHeartRadio app. Let me refresh what we're getting ready to get into. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem said the NFL will not be, quote, able to sleep at night, close quote. And that's in regard to its decision to pick music superstar Bad Bunny as the 2026 halftime performer. Let me start with this because there's so much to unpack in that statement. Yes, we know that Homeland Security is going to be at every Super Bowl. That's not new. But to make that affirmative statement in direct response to Bad Bunny being selected as the artist, you are connecting, quote unquote, safety with Bad Bunny. When you saw that statement or saw that story, what came to mind?
Racial profiling. I mean, that's the only thing that came to my mind, because to your point, we all know that Homeland Security is going to be at the Super Bowl. They've always been there. It would be erroneous for them not to be there. It's one of the biggest sports events not only in our country, but it's watched worldwide. So it would make sense for them to be there. But to say that you're going to be there specifically because this is an American man, and I want to emphasize that, because everything that I read, it says Puerto Rican artist. Puerto Rico is part of the United States. You could have just said American music artist and left it at that. I feel like there's some intentionality about emphasizing him being Puerto Rican, because now you're really directing attention to his nationality and his race. And so for me, when you say the Super Bowl, people who organize the Super Bowl are not going to be able to sleep well at night because they have this American Latino artist performing, you're saying that we feel like he's going to have an influx of Latino artists and we are going to racially profile them.
Let me just say this, because let's say you are of the erroneous notion that Bad Bunny is not an American. Let's just say that. And let's say you are categorically against non-Americans performing at the Super Bowl as if it's supposedly, wait, I'm going to get there. As it's supposedly some sort of American event, which is only supposed to feature American artists. Number one, they've only had singer/performer since 1993. Before that, it was just college bands. So you've never really cared about the halftime show. It's a more recent phenomenon. But if you believe it should be citizens, let me just remind you, your non-NFL fans, these are all people who were headlining Super Bowl halftime shows who were not Americans, or at best later naturalized. Rihanna, Paul McCartney, the Rolling Stones. I told you I was going to get here. Sting.
I forgot about Sting.
I didn't. U2.
Yep.
Coldplay. Shakira. Shania Twain.
Forgot about Shania.
The Weeknd.
Forgot about The Weeknd.
And there are another 8, that I can go. My point is, a non-American, of which Bad Bunny is not. A non-American headlining the Super Bowl has never been a thing. Never. And not only that, Bad Bunny, he wasn't headlining, but he's been a part of a previous Super Bowl performance. Maybe y'all weren't paying attention, but I was.
Now, Rihanna is the biggest one for me because we loved Rihanna. That's where she unveiled her new pregnancy. Wasn't nobody saying, get this non-American off the stage? Nobody said that.
Right. That was like 3 pregnancies ago, but yeah.
Yeah, dang.
Right.
She be having all these kids.
All of them.
But my point is that so this is the issue that I have with everything that's happening in our country right now. Our country is founded on being a melting pot and having all kinds of different nationalities really feed into a system and make it beautiful. And now this administration has done anything and everything to make it as melanin free as possible, and nobody's saying anything about it. I feel that's a very un-American thing to do. It's a very un-American thing to not say, hold on, why shouldn't they be able to sleep at night because this American artist is here?
Well, not only that, the NFL is a multinational corporation and its business extends to some different, they had NFL Europe, which was a failed endeavor, but they had 7 games internationally this year. So the whole idea,
the Mexico games.
So the idea that the NFL is only a space for quote unquote a certain type of Americans, not even just Americans, but a certain type of Americans is nakedly reprehensible on its face. Let me also say this. The NFL is a private entity, doesn't need to check in with the federal government for anything.
Right. And let's be clear. A lot of people at that Super Bowl are going to be there with their corporation because their corporation has already secured boxes, seats, and things of that nature.
Well, that's a great point because the Super Bowl, if you're thinking that because Bad Bunny performing, it means that all these Latino people, i.e. undocumented, wink, are going to show up at the game. That's a fallacy because it's a corporate event. There are very few tickets which are made available to the general public, and they start at like $5,000.
$5,000 for the nosebleed seats.
$5,000. And if you think that someone who's undocumented is going to roll up to pay those $5,000, not that I'm saying that undocumented people are a priori poor. Right. I'm just saying there are not that many general public people who are going to be there in the first place. And also, this is something else. Roger Goodell is not going to have a situation where you have people getting arrested and thrown to the ground and zip tied for the world to see.
Right. And on top of that, why would anyone go? If they were just a regular citizen, even if obviously I'm assuming that they are going to be documented because we have seen a plethora of people detained by ICE agents who are documented citizens or just regular born citizens of this country. But because they look the part, they have been detained. Why would you go to a space where Homeland Security says, we're going to be there specifically to racially profile you?
And let's just say it does impact who does show up to the game. It's not going to impact the ratings. I can tell you right now, the ratings for this halftime show are going to be through the roof. For all the records that Kendrick Lamar halftime show made last year, I expect, because there's going to be so much international interest. This is a worldwide event, which you've already indicated. It's a worldwide event. So worldwide eyes are going to be watching this. It's going to break all sorts of records.
It is.
And what disappoints me more than anything is this is an 11-minute performance.
Right. And you're making this big to do.
Go to the bathroom. Go get some food.
Right.
Go to hell for all I care.
Go to BetterHelp and find you a damn therapist.
I don't get it.
Something.
This is, and for as much as, again, I want to hammer home this point. For as much as we, collective royal we want to keep politics out of our sports, this is all politics.
All politics.
This has nothing to do with sports. This has nothing to do with music. This has to do with a public pronouncement of the administration threatening to intimidate those who allegedly are undocumented from coming to the Super Bowl.
Right. It's all posturing. And that's all this administration has been doing. It's quite an embarrassment. At this point, I would hope that somebody in the White House would say, hey, let's not keep making these foolish statements just because we can. I don't think it's going to happen. But at this point, I would recommend that they commend literally the biggest artist in the world right now.
Bad Bunny is, with the exception of Taylor Swift, and we can differentiate, Bad Bunny at worst is the number 3 streamed artist in the world. In the world. And if you have a worldwide event catering to the world community, why in the hell?
That's good business to have in there. It's good business.
It's just simple business.
Right. And Taylor Swift, even with her latest album?
Oh, wait. I'm saying, but let me, I forgot something.
Dumpster.
Well,
Fired.
Taylor Swift was offered the halftime gig.
Oh, thank God she didn't take it.
She turned it down. Adele was offered and she turned it down. So all the people who say, well, Jay-Z is just seeking out a certain type of artist, that is factually untrue.
Right.
It is not true. Taylor Swift turned it down. Adele turned it down. I'm sorry that Jelly Roll wasn't offered it.
Right.
But Jelly Roll doesn't command the amount of attention.
Exactly right.
If the NFL made a mistake in choosing Bad Bunny, then let NFL deal with that.
Right.
NFL's made plenty of mistakes over the years.
Oh, absolutely.
Plenty of mistakes.
Absolutely.
And you know what? It's not going to make any difference because they're still going to sell out the commercial ad spots at some 6 million for 30 seconds.
Yep.
And whoever watches or doesn't watch, it doesn't matter because they've already sold the broadcast rights. People don't understand how the business works.
They really don't.
When you sell the broadcast rights to CBS or Fox or whomever, it's up to CBS or Fox to recoup that money.
So you tuning out means nothing.
Means nothing. It doesn't matter if you boycott for the next 10 years. It does not affect the NFL at all.
Correct.
That's why people they just don't understand how the business works.
Nope.
That's why the NFL, going back to the top, is not going to lose any sleep.
None at all. They're going to be sleeping all the way to the bank.
It's Later with Mo Kelly. When we come back, we talked about Bad Bunny, but I want to change the direction just a little bit. He was the host of Saturday Night Live. And he delivered the opening monologue. So I want to play a portion of that and also discuss a portion of that on the heels of this discussion in just a moment. So, Jackie Ray, can you hang around for a second?
I surely can.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
KFI, Mr. Mo Kelly. The Mo Migos chat is popping, let's say.
It is.
Giving their thoughts and opinions about what would be a better, quote unquote, halftime show for the NFL. And I was trying to explain to people like Charger 55 who don't actually want to read what I say.
Reading is fundamental.
It's not fun and it's not mental either. But my point is, just because you personally like an artist, it doesn't mean that it's good business sense for the NFL to feature as a halftime show. And someone recommended Metallica. I like Metallica. It'd be a bad idea for a Super Bowl halftime show when your focus is the world,
right? Not
just a small segment.
Exactly.
And I made the comparison. A Motown review would be a horrible idea. I love Motown music. It'll be a horrible halftime show.
Right.
Because you're talking to people, for the most part, 60 and older.
Right. Versus like when they did the Dre and Snoop Dogg. Rap is also worldwide. So if you're gonna pick a genre, that was a good show.
I'm totally talking about business here, not talking about personal likes. And people far too often talking about, well, why isn't it this artist? Why isn't it that artist? Because it's what you like.
Right.
Now, if you were sitting in a marketing meeting and then talking about how can we get the most eyeballs for the 11 minutes for the would-be non-football fans, because I won't say most, but a lot of the people who are watching the halftime show, like Kendrick Lamar, they're not interested in the game.
They're not.
They're trying to get eyeballs because there's a 30 to 35 minute pause in between the first and the second halves. And you're trying to bridge that gap. Because originally it was just marching bands. It wasn't even a thought. And then executives realized we have this dip.
No, well, they realized that because Living Color was stealing their halftime rate.
That's right.
That's when they realized that.
Because Living Color, the TV show, dedicated like a live segment during halftime, and they were stealing viewers.
And they weren't
NFL.
coming back.
No.
That was the whole thing. You're welcome, America.
So, yeah, you can ask for Metallica. You can ask for Morgan Wallen. You can ask for any number of artists. And if you're only thinking about what you like or a swath of America likes, you don't get the bigger picture.
But that's the problem we're in right now. Most people in America right now are only thinking about what they like.
Here we go. Bad Bunny was on SNL. And he had a brief introduction as host, and then he went into the issue of the Super Bowl. So all this has been a lead up.
You might not know these, but I'm doing the Super Bowl halftime show. And I'm very happy. I'm very happy, and I think everyone is happy even Fox News.
Bad Bunny is my favorite musician, and he should be the next president.
Thank you. No, but really, I'm very excited to be doing the Super Bowl, and I know that people all around the world who love my music are also happy, especialmente todos los latinos.
Especially all Latinos.
I love it.
Todos los latinos y las latinas en el mundo entero, y aquí en los Estados Unidos, todas las personas que han trabajado para abrir puertas.
The Latinos here and around the world, I'm trying to
I say don't translate it. This is practice.
Okay.
Y aquí en los Estados Unidos, todas las personas que han trabajado para abrir puertas, más que un logro mío, más que un logro mío, es un logro de todos, demostrando que nuestra huella y nuestra aportación en este país nadie nunca la podrá sacar ni borrar. And if you didn't understand what I just said, you have 4 months to learn. We have a great show for you tonight.
I love that.
Okay, let me say this. I think the translation is necessary.
Okay.
Because I'm not reading this. I'm translating in my mind. So it's going to be a little bit off, but I understand it. He was basically saying, he was thanking for the people who opened the doors before him, and the credit goes to them. But he also ended it with saying something to the effect of, I know this is not an exact translation. We're here. We're not going anywhere. But thank you all it's like the success of this moment is not mine. It's those who came before me.
Right. I love that. I also love that as I was watching it, I love that SNL or whoever, maybe wherever we got that from, the translation also went up. SNL. Okay, so the translation also went up in Spanish. I thought that was very intentional. The little things like that I noticed.
Right, there were subtitles, but not in English.
But they were not in English, and I actually really love that because it's not necessary. There are subtexts, we as Black Americans in this country, we have subtext that we speak that people are like, what was y'all talking about? It's subtext for us because we're still speaking English.
No, but we would say, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but it's important. We would say, I stand on the shoulders of those who came before me.
That's what we would say.
And it was a very similar sentiment.
And I love him for this. Like I told y'all last week, I didn't know who this man was. I knew his name. I hadn't heard his music. But this SNL thing alone makes me really respect him, because if you can't respect the people who came before you, then what are you really doing? And on top of that, he's not only respecting the people who came before him, he understands that this moment could potentially open doors for people who come after him. So I'm a Bad Bunny fan now.
I can appreciate the historic nature of the moment.
Right.
It's historic because I think it brings Puerto Rico into a much broader light. Not Latino artists, but Puerto Rico especially. Right. Because you've had Spanish, ethnically Spanish or Mexican, or Shakira, who's Colombian, right, or Gloria Estefan, Cuban. There has been a Hispanic touch to the Super Bowl halftime show, but specifically Puerto Rican, no. So that's important, and I can appreciate someone who is opening the doors for others, and also the slings and arrows which may come your way as being the first.
Yeah, I always say that. Every time I say this to people, when you are the first, there is a level of responsibility with being the first. There's a level of hatred that comes when you are the first.
Speak on it.
But there's also a level of understanding. When you decide that you are going to fearlessly walk into the first of something, there's a level of fearlessness you have, and there's a level of responsibility that you have. And he has taken that on, and I am quite proud of this man.
I say this because some of the hate which was thrown his way was, well, he doesn't even speak English. He's always been able to speak English.
Yeah.
He just didn't choose to sing in English. Now, whether he sings in English.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't.
Yeah.
You know where I stand on that.
Charger55 in the chat says Metallica would blow Bad Bunny off the stage. Well,
probably with their off-key old singing.
Look, I love the song Enter Sandman.
I don't even know how that goes. You gonna sing a little bit?
Enter night.
Oh, okay.
Enter night.
That one.
Often never land.
I'm a Metallica fan. I think they'd be great because they are from the Bay Area. So that's the one connection I could see.
I can't argue that. The Super Bowl is going to be in Santa Clara.
But it's a national stage.
No, it's an international stage.
International stage.
You know,
I don't argue that at all. I think Bad Bunny would be great up there. And the league is trying to promote themselves internationally. The Chargers were just in Brazil and Sao Paulo. They had, was it Karol G performing the halftime show over there? And she's stunning. You could have Dua Lipa perform the halftime show. There's a lot of people who are international artists now that the NFL is an international option for viewers all around the world.
Yeah, people say don't hate Art in the chat is saying don't hate on Metallica.
But you can. It's your right to do so.
But my point is you are making a personal decision, and there's really not the business or economics or metrics to support it. And the NFL is making a decision about 11 minutes. 11 minutes. It doesn't, when I say it doesn't matter much if it gets all the Metallica fans in the world.
But this is why everybody's not good at business, because this is Charger 55 wants to make an emotional decision. The NFL made a business decision.
And the two are not the same.
They are not.
In 1992, Metallica would have been a great business decision.
I was dancing Metallica at the Red Onion, okay? I can say that confidently.
In 1992, were they caring about the Super Bowl halftime show?
No.
This is what I'm saying.
No, and it's really weird that people are so emotionally invested in a sport that they may follow, but a halftime show which is completely separate and disconnected from the sport. It's 11 minutes.
If I may give the advice that my father gave to me, get out your feelings and get into the business.
Say it one more again, because
get out your feelings and get into the business.
If someone can make a business argument with metrics that Metallica would be a better business decision than Bad Bunny, I would hear that argument. And I will also relay it on the air. But I know good and damn well there's not a better business argument. There's just your personal preference of music argument, which are two different things. My personal preference of music, as I said before, Motown Review. That would be a horrible business decision as a halftime show.
Right.
Because it ages out the NFL when they're looking for younger fans.
But it would be a great business decision if you're going on a soul, one of those lounge tours.
That's right.
That would be great for
Could you imagine Smokey Robinson up there gyrating?
I would rather not.
Thank you. And do they have the music catalog to do a great 11 minutes?
Absolutely.
Sure. Sure. Does it grow the NFL fan base or the brand?
It does not.
Thank you very much. Good night.
You're listening to Later with Mo Kelly on demand from KFI AM 640.
Let's get to these horoscopes. What coffee are you based on your zodiac sign? Aries, you're red eye. Aries is aided and abetted by the most high-octane cup of coffee under the sun. Brewed coffee, bolstered with a shot of espresso, the closest to cocaine you are liable to get at Starbucks. Taurus, your coffee, which most describes your zodiac sign, is cafe mocha. Leave it to the decadence as defiance, Taurus, to gild the lily. And add chocolate to coffee, the closest approximation of liquid dessert this side of Turin, the city that claims to have invented coffee. Taurus is ruled by sensuality as birthright planet Venus, whose domain covers chocolate, velvet, silver spoons, and signature glassware.
I am decadent.
And a more is more ethos to anything spent or swallowed. Take that any way you want.
Yes, sir.
Gemini.
Yes.
Cortado. Do you know what that is?
What the hell is that?
I don't know.
It's a good drink.
Gemini represents the duality present in all nature, light and dark, sacred and profane, godly and creaturely, yin and yang, beetles and stones, receptive and penetrative.
Okay.
You are penetrative.
Well, there's no need to get rude about it. Cortado is a Spanish espresso beverage made by mixing equal parts espresso and steamed milk.
It's good. It's very good.
Okay.
I don't like steamed milk.
It's good.
F that coffee.
Hey.
Cancer, your coffee is Americano. Cancer rules the fourth house of root systems, the amber lens of nostalgia, and the flavor profiles of home. In kind, the Americano, or Cafe Americano, was born from the taste preferences of American soldiers serving in Italy during World War II. By and large, these servicemen found the espresso served in cafes too dark and strong. To accommodate them, local cafes began serving espresso diluted with hot water, a closer approximation of the taste of home-brewed drip coffee. Leo, Dunkin's iced coffee with almond milk and 1 Splenda. It's very specific.
This is good.
In honor of Leo, Ben Affleck's go-to Dunkin' order, we decree Lions as the iced coffee of the Zodiac. Leave it to a Lion to take a daily ritual at a beloved hometown brand and elevate it to meme infamy and a Super Bowl commercial payday. All hail and ever melt. Virgo, yours is cappuccino. In the major arcana of the tarot, Virgo is represented by the Hermit card, a cloaked figure upholding the light of consciousness. Similarly, the cappuccino takes its name from the hooded style of Capuchin monks. Capuchin monks. An earth sign, Virgo rules the 6th house of service and daily rituals, the domain of small creatures, clean corners, and simple charity. Libra, your coffee is cold brew. Libra is represented by the cold scales of justice, and at their best and brightest, these people smooth the difficult, balance the bitter, PR cure the problematic, and harmonize the discordant, be it political or consumable. Enter cold brew, smooth, sweet, and less acidic than its caffeine counterparts. This cup of refinement, much like the average Libra, is expensive and popular with the masses. Scorpio, this is you, Twala.
Let's go.
I can't even pronounce it. Kopi Luwak. Kopi Luwak coffee. Luwak, or cat poop coffee, is the rarest and most expensive in the world, made from beans digested and excreted by civets, resulting in a high price tag and a smoother, less acidic flavor. Because greed is a contagion and novelty is cancer, the taste for the beans has reached a fetishistic fever pitch, and the production of these fecal beans has been industrialized, with animals being caged, force-fed, and otherwise horrifically abused. Yeah, that's your coffee. Sagittarius is me. Latte. Sagittarius is ruled by drunk Uncle Jupiter, he of the deep pockets, sunny disposition, betting ponies, and abundant possibilities. Similarly, the latte, a stimulant steamed with any kind of milk, breast, almond, or otherwise, is a source of endless interpretation. Capricorn, Doppio. I don't drink coffee, so I don't know what these things are.
Yes.
Doppio, is that how it's pronounced? Yeah. Nothing says all business, no bull, like a double shot of espresso, like single malt scotch, fine cigars, Cadillacs, and a shining stock portfolio. There's a brass tax CEO daddy/devil energy on hand with this drink order. It is pure, undiluted sugar with weak, tall cups for the short-sighted. Aquarius. It doesn't even list Aquarius.
Yeah, because Aquarius doesn't even like coffee. So
okay, Pisces. Yours is Irish coffee. St. Patrick's Day falls in a watery heart of Pisces season, and the people of the fish can usually be counted on to tie one on and pour one out in an Irish coffee. Be it morning ritual or evening cordial, a spot of whiskey with a crown of cream is what dreams are made of. And there's your horoscope.
I'm about to go get some coffee right now.
I don't drink coffee, so enjoy yourselves. Hey, Sam, you want some coffee?
I need a cat first.
Okay. Mark, you want some coffee?
It's 9 o'clock.
KFI AM 640, live everywhere in the iHeartRadio app.
KFI and KOST HD2, Los Angeles, Orange County. More stimulating talk.